Minute and a half remaining here for MMS Donator Series practice. Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth for you tonight to end the weekend on a good note. MMS racing first of two doubleheader night. And right now track is still silent. Right now James Warren, Justin Johnson, Steve Sizemore the only ones to post. Really the only two to really post a practice time so far tonight. Right now, as practice concludes, James Warren top of the board. Qualifying up next for 10 drivers tonight for 40 laps. Right now, still 10 minutes for some drivers to jump in and get rolling. Well, right now, 10 cars on deck tonight for what should be a quick little 40-lap sprint. Probably a pit stop involved. We're actually going to look back on the flyer real quick and see. Okay, 45% fuel. So probably at least one pit stop in the mix. Well, James Warren will fire up the Miami University car. I'm not sure if he's going to roll out yet or just wait here a second, see if anybody else rolls out. Might be sitting here a minute. Justin Johnson, as a matter of fact, rolling out onto the racetrack. Justin Johnson, black flag, so this lap will probably go out. Larry McDonald. Justin Johnson, unsafe pit exit, had to restart from where he started. So Larry McDonald will get us going here, followed by now Justin Johnson and James Warren. Larry McDonald gets us started. With just over 7 minutes remaining here in qualifying to lay down one lap. Of course, still coming tonight, regular MMS. The pros, the stars of the restrictor plate series, and the drivers trying to make a name for themselves will all be entered in that one. That will be the main event for tonight. We'll consider this race like the preliminary races, so to speak. Not a lot of drivers show up, but it's to keep the people kind of anxious, ready for the main event, kind of give them a show to look forward to before the actual main event starts. And Larry McDonald, a 51.337. Justin Johnson will be up next, followed immediately by James Waring. James Waring, top of the board. Justin Johnson's count does not lap does not count. So the two drivers already laid down their lap. With 5 minutes left, and kind of pretty sure for the most part that this will probably be it for drivers that qualify. Maybe Sizemore or Hunter will roll out, but this looks like it's going to be about it. Right now, just over 3 minutes, and as I said, somebody might go back out onto the racetrack and take a crack at it. That driver will be Hunter Hastings. Well, Hastings will start his laps. Got to beat a 3:14 set by James Waring. And Hunter Hastings on the board. Gonna wait and see. Of course, still 10 drivers for tonight, possibly 11. I think Hastings will make 11, but we'll have to confirm on that. Hastings in a 25-6. However, probably going to need about 100, maybe 1,000 to really snag the pole from James Waring. We'll have to wait and see. He needs a great exit of 3 and 4 at the line, dipping below the apron. Minute half remaining in qualifying, and Hunter Hastings gives enough for the pole position. 3:01 it is. It blows the motor. We'll hang on to it, and Hunter Hastings, top of the board. Best lap as you can lay down. That being said, we'll wait. And still 10 drivers left remaining with 50 seconds left in practice, so safe to say Hunter Hastings is on pole for tonight's HGR. Sorry, I got my things confused. MMS Donators Series. Right now, the starting grid for tonight. I would go through the field with the grid thing, but being that we only got 10 drivers tonight, we'll just do it from the tower overlay. So tonight, Hunter Hastings, James Waring first and second. Larry McDonald, Joey Masavich, Richard Elliott, John Ward, Joshua McCullough, Kim McCullough, Dean Sizemore, and Justin Johnson rounds out the field of 10 for the first of 2 races. Donators. Then, of course, the regular MMS. Well, this plan right here should pretty much be just straightforward. 1 pit stop, everybody's good to go. Looking to be a 1 pit stop race. Hunter Hastings not available for an interview at the moment. We'll go up to the driver starting second. James Waring, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Copy, buddy.
Hey, Garrett, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Hope you are. I got to ask tonight, only 10 drivers tonight. Pretty straightforward. 1 pit stop, make it to the end.
Hold on a second. They're talking too much. Okay, now I can hear you.
I said it ought to be pretty much straightforward tonight. 1 pit stop, 10 drivers, and see who can come out pit road the best, huh?
I think it's going to be a 2-stopper. It's, did the math, it's only like 15 laps we get out of the tank, so it should be a 2-stopper.
But I got to say, 10 laps, of course, does it add a little bit more stress to the equation? Only 10 drivers, that kind of make a pit stop a little more critical.
Oh, very much so. You got to pull off perfect stops both times.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you tonight. James Waring rolling off second tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Of course, James got to go through wow, it is smalling. I feel this small comparison still a star-studded group tonight. If I'm not mistaken, only top 4 will be getting paid out tonight. Top 3 or top 4, one of the two. So pace car will be in a quick 40 lap dash before the big one coming up tonight. Glad you're a part of this tonight. Again, double headers. As the pace car will be in this time, Hunter Hastings, James Waring will be breaking them down to the start. Settle in. Gonna be a quick one. Probably gonna go green to the end with a lot of fuel saving. We're rolling. Now back straight away, wearing out to the early advantage. Getting pushed by Savage and Ward, his teammates for tonight. Hastings, McDonald, Richard Elliott, Joshua McCullough, bottom in the bottom lane. Sizemore trying to pull up the top lane. They're going to come off of turn 4 for the first time tonight through the short chute. Through the tri-oval. Waring holding his teammates at bay, and James Waring will lead for the first time tonight. Right now you'll see it pretty early. 2-stop race. Now, of course, you talk about Dega Pros lined up 1, 2, 3 on the outside. Kim McCullough for MMS, Justin Johnson, an independent ride along with Sizemore and Hastings. Now, really, it's pretty much divided into 3 tonight for MMS and Dega Pro. Waring, Savage, and John Ward for Dega Pro. Then got Kim McCullough, Josh McCullough, Richard Elliott for MMS tonight. Everybody else pretty much just riding independent for right now. And right now, James Waring continues to lead. Everybody's already migrated up into single file. Here's where the fuel saving part's going to come in. You might see a couple of drivers try to get what little track position they can. McCullough and Elliott trying to do something on the bottom back there. I think they might have just been trying to keep each other in draft. Nope, they're coming to the front. See, Hunter Hastings will drop down in front of them. Hastings probably wanting to lead again, has not led a lap, even though starting from the pole. See McCullough drop down to the bottom in front of the 8. I think right now the first pit stop, it isn't really going to dictate this race. I think from the first to possible second pit stop, if they do get a second pit stop, that right there would dictate. Oh! Hang on to her, boys. Whoo! That was close. They keep it straight. Kenneth McCullough will lead off of 4. We're wearing two college teams going at it right now. Wearing almost turns McCullough. McCullough will get put 3 wide. Well, the good news is he'll probably drop down in front of Sizemore, either that or will just latch on to the back bumper of Justin Johnson back there, or go down for McDonald. Not matter which one he'll choose for Justin Johnson. These cars are all over the place tonight. 137-degree track temperature. You saw last night at Rockingham for the Inspired Thunder Series how critical track temp is, and you're seeing it here tonight. These cars sliding all over the place. Tires wearing out early. 35 to go, be 34 at the line, and handling tonight is just as critical as what it was last night. Well, Joshua McCullough will jump up to the lead. 34 to go. McCullough leads for the first time tonight. Here comes Sizemore with a run on the outside. Right now, Steve Sizemore trying to pull James Waring, Joey Savage, John Ward, Richard Elliott, Kenneth McCullough on the outside lane. Think they're going to hang him out to dry. Said, no, thank you, sir. We'll take it from here. McCullough continues to lead. Going in turn 3. Well, Elliott's going to try it 3 wide again with McCullough. We'll see how that works out. .33 to go. James Waring's led 4 laps. Now make it 5. Joshua McCullough's led 1, and Ken McCullough has led 1. 3 different leaders so far tonight officially. As they're 3 wide mid-pack yet again. Right now you're right on board with James Waring. A shot for Joey Savage now. So it's going to look to the outside. You see there's still 3 wide back there for the most part. Now they're selling back down in 2x2. Here comes another run from the side. Bam! Oh, almost off-centered. Hang on to her, boys. Right now you got single-filed out for the most part. John Ward back down to the bottom with his teammates. McCullough will find his teammates. Right on board now with the 2023 PGR champion, John Ward. In the victory lane in HGR, MMS, PGR. One of the best to do this was Triple Plate Money Racing. Right now running outside the top 5. Well, this will play in the Ward's hands a little bit, trying to strategize, save the fuel. Right now driving right behind Jordan Savage. We go on board the dashboard. And really, you see him blipping out. Not so much just to say fuel as well as not run over the back of the 64. You hit when the 64 is all over the back of the 13. You'll see that it'll kind of create a meat and a sandwich type of deal. Somebody's got to go. A lot of times, it's that car in the middle. We'll look now at Justin Johnson. Right now, Ward decided he wanted to lead this group here for a moment. McCullough says, I'll keep the lead as they work off of turn 4 yet again. 3 wide for about 6th on back. Hunter Hastings getting put in the middle. James Waring trying to pull that 3rd lane up with Savage and Steve Sizemore. Right now, Richard Elliott leads at the line. Richard Elliott will become the 4th different leader tonight with 30 to go. McCullough back in the middle yet again. Hastings will go down with him. Sizemore will drop from the top floor to the bottom floor. Right now, McCullough. Joshua McCullough, that is, leads. over John Ward, Justin Johnson, Larry McDonald, Richard Elliott, the top 5. This is the part of the race now where, you know, you might see a couple of drivers try to break away and try to save what fuel they can. Others might not. Right now you see Elliott McCullough still trying to come up, make something happen. 28 to go. Justin Johnson thought about going up there to the top, thought better of it. John Ward will and will get a push from Richard Elliott. Ward will lead down the back straightaway. Joshua McCullough on the bottom, his teammates on the outside. McCullough drops down to the bottom. Ward and Elliott as well. Hunter Hastings, the odd man out of this. McCullough's going to cut him a break. Right now, Joey Savage, last lap, fastest lap of the race at a 47.611. Right now, Savage back there in the 10th spot. Right now working 14 laps in. Probably next time by, or at least to lap 20, somebody will have to come in for pits, whether it's everybody all at once or some drivers trying to stretch the fuel out just a little bit longer. I'll give it 20 to max. As they work their way down back straight, they're pretty much single file down the bottom. It's normally a telltale sign that within the next five or so laps that they are going to be getting ready. Well, McCullough's in. Both the McCulloughs are in, as is Richard Elliott, Hunter Hastings. Caution is out. Justin Johnson, Steve Sizemore. Larry McDonald's also got a piece of this. He's against the outside wall, and we are under caution. James Waring with a meatball flag, along with Sizemore. Both fast repairs coming up for them, too. First caution of the night comes at the first run of green flag pit stops. It'll come at lap 15. What has happened? Well, let's look and see. Well, a little bit further back, so we'll fast forward here a little bit. Right there, you see McCullough and all them come down. Justin Johnson, misjudges it. Was probably thinking I might run over the back of the. Hey, got a hard hit for James Waring and Sizemore both. Let's go back and reanalyze this. So right here, slow motion. Still looking to see Sizemore, but I think Justin Johnson was going to pit. Either that or he gets loose off the corner. He's either going to run over the back of the 8, regardless of the fact. He'll hit Larry McDonald. Sizemore will hit him in the back. McDonald's already going around. Justin Johnson's going to have nowhere to go. And then from there, it's just on, slam, bam, welcome to the jam. And Steve Sizemore with a wicked shot. Larry McDonald as well, back against the car. But James Waring, I felt like, took the biggest hit out of anybody there. You see it just going to be an instant. It's going to fall right in the Waring's lap, and then bam! For Larry McDonald. Well, McDonald probably thinking he don't know what's happening. But he's going to take a massive shot into the outside retaining wall. Last but not least, we'll go on board with Justin Johnson here and see really what we can dissect out of this whole situation here. I ain't too sure if he just got loose or what the issue was. But regardless, take out about 5 cars with him. And we're under caution. Well, John Ward still leads. Joey Savage, James Waring, Steve Sidemore, Hunter Hastings top 5. Joshua and Kevin McCullough 7th and 8th. Richard Elliott, Justin Johnson, Larry McDonald the top 10. Right now, McDonald's still in the pits. You see some drivers coming back in. Steve Sizemore to McCullough's, Hunter Hastings all coming in, Justin Johnson, Richard Elliott. Just try to top off one more time. Well, right now, Terry Rackett with the winter green. John Ward, Joey Savage, James Waring, Steve Sidemore, Joshua McCullough, the top 5. Kevin McCullough, Hunter Hastings, Richard Elliott, Justin Johnson, and Larry McDonald, the top 10. All right. We'll try it one more time. Ward and Savage now brings them down to the United Rentals restart zone. Only the 64 and the 80 on the outside lane. Going to be interesting how they use this. I'm sure somebody will jump up with them. McCullough looks like he's going to do that. Joshua McCullough, that is, going to think twice about it. We're about rolling, and John Ward will jump up along with James Waring to cover his teammate and Larry McDonald. Steve Sizemore now will have to tend to the bottom lane for the moment. Only 21 laps to go. And to get back to the start-finish line. Well, they were pitting at the pit strategy link. They were pitting around 15 and 16 to go. Well, 15 and 16 lap run, so 22 to go. Chances are we still got one more to do, but there's also a possibility that some of them just might be able to save it. I don't think that's a possibility, but we'll have to wait and see. John Ward leads at the line. Well, Ward's led 7 laps. Waring's led 6. William Savage to second. Hunter Hastings going to split out the middle. Going to run Waring all the way up to the wall. Hunter Hastings to lead the outside lane. Right now, 20 to go. Sizemore back down to the bottom yet again. Going to try to get MMS to give him a little bit of help as they work their way down the back straightaway. Half down, half to go. And John Ward continues to lead. Right now, I see a lot of jostling out in the back, but right now, Talladega Pros maintain control here at the moment. Well, Hastings trying to make that bottom lane work, trying to bring MMS up there to the front winner. Right now, just is not happening. It might happen now. Larry McDonald hooked up to the back bumper, be 5 on 5. Savage loose off of 4. Able to keep it straight for the most part. Right now, Joshua McCullough go for a lead. Hastings up in front of Ward. Oh, Lord. Still pushing Hastings. Man. Ward's going to ditch him, go right to the bottom lane. The Savage wanted to, didn't have a choice in the matter. The Savage will be left out to dry. Well, really hurts the whole outside lane. Now, new set of faces in the top 5. Really not a whole new set. They've been up here the majority of the night. That will be John Ward, Joshua McCullough, Richard Elliott, Kim McCullough, and right now a dogfight for the 5th spot right now. Hunter Hastings holds that spot. now, still side by side, allowing Ward and the MMS trio to kind of break away here for a little bit. Well, now Savage are wearing in. Now they've all got their crap back together. Now they're single filed out. Gonna keep working away down the back straightaway. Hastings will duck out of line yet again. Nobody goes winning. There'll be 13 to go at the line. All right, now this is part of the race. They're not worried about how many laps to go right now. They're worried about how long before they got to make a pit stop. That's what all this boils down to. Right now they're working 9 to 10 laps. They went 15 to 16 prior. And I still think they would have done that even if there wasn't a caution, because right now I feel like Ward would have pitted the next lap anyway, so they can go probably 15 to 16, 17 laps. We'll keep it 20 just to be on the safe side. So oh, McDonald and Hastings hard into the wall. Forget the pit stops. It's on now, and for Larry McDonald, his night of winning MMS Donator Series is dashed, along with Hunter Hastings. Well, what has happened? We'll go ahead and get under review. Larry McDonald, see him already against the wall. We'll rewind it here. Well, Hastings hung out to dry yet again. And that's hard to call right there. From my standpoint. Let's look at it one more time. Right, they're going to call it off slow motion. I think Hunter has every intention of trying to blend in behind the 80. Either that or side draft to hold him at bay. And, I mean, obviously there's net code there, but I feel like there would have been contact regardless, and nonetheless, it'll right hook McDonald hard into the Y. And we are under caution for the second time tonight, and now all bets are off. All bets are off, mainly due to the fact that now this pit stop, everybody should be good on pit road after this. Well, fuel's no longer a concern. Everybody's just going to be going all out straight to the end. And John Ward single-handedly will win the race off of pit road. McCullough, Elliott, top three. Justin Johnson as well. Well, of course, Larry McDonald will appears to have already gotten the damage fixed and gone, so McDonald's chances might not be done so far. Okay, McCullough still on pit road, but taking time to review it. Well, let's see if we can talk to a man that's led 15 laps so far tonight. John Ward, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
I got you, Garrett.
Uh-oh. Really ain't been no need to stress about pit stops because every time I'm about to come to the pit window, there's been a caution that I got to ask. How's that affecting the mindset for the 92 with 10 to go and everybody's on and pretty much everybody's on the same page? Just go straight to the end with it.
Yeah, it don't affect us too bad. We were looking forward to stopping there. We was fixing to come in probably in a lap. You're right though. As soon as we go to pit, they're getting a yellow. So, but it don't affect us too much. We're gonna try to push forward here. Got a couple teammates back there a little bit behind us. So, we're gonna try to keep her up here. I like this car and this track, and we'll see what we can do.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you tonight. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing in 10 short laps.
You got it. Sounds good.
We're gonna re-rack it. I turned the wrong damn thing off. John Ward, Joshua McCullough, first and second. Richard Elliott, Justin Johnson, third and fourth. Waring and Sizemore, fifth and sixth. Hastings, McCullough, eighth and ninth. And Larry McDonald still on the racetrack. Getting ready to go for it here with 10 to go. We'll round out the field in 10th. Still to come, first of two races. Doubleheader tonight, regular MMS to follow. With 10 laps to go, and these 10 drivers are going to put on a hell of a show. Mainly because now fuel is out of the question. Everybody now on equal footing. Everybody now has a chance. All right. One more time from Talladega for race one. We're rolling. Ward, head with a hold him at bay for the moment. Elliott will be clear for second. He's going to jump up right in front of Josh McCullough. Ward sees it coming. John Ward up the block. Down the back straightaway. 9 laps to go. Right there comes Waring back to the inside. As they're working their way off of turn 4 yet again. James Waring back out front. Waring has led 6 laps so far tonight. Joey Savage with a massive push to James Waring. They're going to be clear. Going to jump right back up in front of John Ward. Full song down the back straightaway. Right now, gonna single file out for the moment. But right now, trust me, they might be singling out, but this is far from over. See McCullough and Larry McDonald drop down to the bottom of the track. Gonna try to make something happen, hoping that their teammates will drop down. Well, there you see it. Sizemore drop down in front of McCullough and McDonald, so now that bottom lane got a little bit of energy. Right now, it'll be 6 to go at the line, and there you see John Ward stuck in the middle. Along with my Savage, Waring will have Elliott Den's inside, give it to Waring at the line. Momentum start out just quickly as it did, 40.02. The best way to work these cars, the runs you get, they're small, short bursts. So the moment you get the run down back straightaway, you got to either do something with it or just ride back in line and try to get another one. That's pretty much the benefactor to the runs you get with these cars. It's going to be short, so you got to know what to do with the runs when you get to them, how you want to do it. How can you formulate this into something productive and not let it backfire? Joshua McCullough loose off of turn number 4. Keeping it straight. Richard Elliott up to the outside. Here comes Richard Elliott for the lead. Did Elliott get at the line? He did. Richard Elliott will lead for the first time officially tonight. And he will use that outside lane to get a massive run. McCullough and McDonald up on the outside lane. Well, they quickly bailed out on that. They saw how that run was coming. Immediately bailed on it. McCullough now right in line. Rich Elliott has not been to victory lane in a while, at least on the broadcast side of things, on here at least. Four to go at the line. McCullough giving another push to the back of Richard Elliott. Hunter Hayes and John Ward getting McCullough the top 5 as they run with 4 to go. Well, 3 to go now. Anybody wants to make the move, they're starting to run out of time. Well, anticipate the move really coming from back here in this section here. Expect somebody from 6th to 10th to really start sizing up some. There it is. James Waring, Jordan Savage on the bottom lane, trying to side. Ward will duck out of line. Talladega Pros right now all on the bottom lane, gonna try and make something happen. Well, right now Ward will try to get to the bottom at the line. 2 to go. And John Ward's in the catbird seat. The big thing is now the Savage and Sizemore off of the bottom 2, so that's going to let that outside lane really get a run. As Richard Elliott Still holds the lead. They're going to enter turn 3. Would they make it back to the line? You'll see a white flag. Well, Richard Elliott will lead them through the tri-oval. And indeed, they will see it. White flag, 1 to go. John Ward to his inside. Ward, they're going to need help for something. As far as the bottom lane goes, Ward, Waring, Savage, something's going to have to give here. Because right now they're sitting ducks on the bottom lane. Look at the gap that they lose on the bottom. Richard Elliott leads down the back straightaway. Hunter Hastings, what will he do? Will he help MMS secure a payout, or will he try to get it himself? McDonald down to the bottom with McCullough. Hastings down to the bottom. White flag off of turn 4 for the final time through the tri-oval. McCullough looks up. Elliott the block. Waring with a run on the bottom, and Richard Elliott returns to victory lane. And they're going to wreck it at the line. Whole front end that car is completely used up, so Richard Elliott will not be doing a burnout tonight. Well, Richard Elliott brought a fast car tonight. Led 6 laps. John Ward will round out the top. Will round out the night leading 17. He'll lead the most laps. Top 5 as they exit tonight for the Donators Series. Richard Elliott, Joshua McCullough, Kenneth McCullough, and MMS 1, 2, 3, followed by John Ward and James Waring will round out the top 5. Right now, Richard Elliott does not appear to be available for an interview at the moment. So while we wait for him. Oh, no, there he is. Richard Elliott, Garrett James up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. I don't know why my dad says this is so hard.
God damn. Well, buddy, walk.
I got you.
Lord have mercy. First time in a long time. Welcome back to Victory Lane. How's it feel?
Feels good. First time, long time. We managed to pull off what we were trying to do.
And would that be an MMS 1, 2, and 3?
Yes, sir.
Well, take me through the night. It seemed like it was going to be pretty straightforward. Had several cautions, or really only had 2 cautions. One right before the pit window opens. Kind of made it even more straightforward, but at that point, when did the switch get flipped? And well, we're all on the same page now, so we might as well go to the front.
Yeah, we were looking forward to that green flag pit stop there, but yeah, once we came out, Kenny was back towards the back. Me and Josh were just trying to maintain up front, and Kenny managed to work his way back up, and I think he put a good move on him to get him to go down on that last lap, and he went high, and we went up and picked him up, and yeah, it all worked out. Josh did a hell of a job pushing.
Well, really, how much, I do want to ask from a team's perspective. Now, of course, I run with Dega Pros, so it might be a little different, but really, how much strategizing goes into these races, and really, how much can you even really prepare for a race, no matter if it's 10 cars or 40 cars? Is there really a plan that you can go into these races to try to make it? Really, how much adaptability does it go into trying just to keep the strategy together, even though we all know it's got to be modified at some point? But really, how much work and effort does it go to try to strategize for something like this, especially with this small of a field?
Yeah, we're just racing most of the race. we get down towards the end, it's lap to lap. We're just communicating to each other, trying to go down side draft, but not let anyone get up to our right rear and take it from us. And really, we talked our way through last handful of laps, just continually communicating what was going on. Really no plan going in, just wait until it played out at the end.
Well, buddy, I got one more question for you because I believe you got another race to go if you're choosing to run in that one. Is there anybody want to thank friends, family, sponsors, etc.? The floor is yours.
Thank you. Kenny and Josh tonight, McCullough Motorsports in general, for putting on the stream, and Kenny for putting on the race. We enjoy it.
All right, buddy. Richard Elliott will return to Victory Lane tonight for MMS Donators. Appreciate your time and hell of a job.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And Joshua McCullough will come in second tonight. Joshua McCullough, Garrett Jings up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Gotcha.
Well, the plan, according to Richard Elliott, kind of straightforward. There really wasn't a plan. Just try to relay information between the three teammates tonight. Was that pretty much the case? And really, was there a plan to maybe try to step out and get the win, or was it pretty much just commitment to the end?
Our plan was to try to hold down the top because the side draft in these cars are really strong. And yeah, we didn't really plan on what we were going to do. It just played out the way we wanted. Because most of the time when we do plan it, it usually gets messed up. And good thing it actually worked out this time.
Well, it goes back to what I just asked Richard Elliott, how much adaptability really goes into these cars. And really, of course, there really isn't much of a plan you can do for these. You can make a plan and just modify it. That being said, were you kind of surprised that we did get them two cautions right there around the pit window? Really, how did that change the race trajectory for you and your teammates?
I was fine with the first yellow, and when the second yellow came around, I wanted it to be able to run out so we would have had another pit stop. Maybe lose a couple drivers, make it a little bit easier. But, having all the drivers on the field together, it's better racing it out the hard way.
Well, buddy, I got one more question for him. You kind of know we both got one more to go here. Is there anybody want to thank tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, etc.? The floor is yours.
I want to give a shout out to Richard. Good win. I'm glad I can push you up there and get it. Shout out to my dad getting third. Shout out to you for doing the broadcast, and that's about it.
All right, buddy. Appreciate your time tonight. Joshua McCullough comes in second tonight for an MMS top 3. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
That being said, for one, McCullough to another one, got to be a happy team owner. All 3 cars in the top 3. Ken McCullough, Garrett Jings up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, it played out just perfect for MMS tonight, and really, is that kind of what you expected coming into tonight? That maybe with this sort of a field that there's a possibility that we can get all 3 of our cars in the top 3, at least in the money spot. Really, just like I asked them too, really, was it really a plan, or was it just play it by ear?
For me, it was kind of play it by ear. I mean, I know Josh and Richard had a plan up front there on what they were going to do to try to cover, but to me, it was me battling for 4th and 5th there. If Hunter or whoever that was in front of me doesn't give me it to the outside, I never expected none of them to be able to give me the outside there, and that was the only thing that kind of helped me connect with the teammates there. I honestly thought I was going to have to make my move to the bottom and, go with Ward there on the last lap through the tri-oval is what my plan was, to try to wait. I didn't think anybody would make that move. They made it just as soon too early, which let me get to the outside, which is what they should have been covering. But overall, good race, small field, but really fun race.
Well, I wanted to ask you this question, being that, of course, we saw Elliott and Joshua up there at the front for pretty much the last half of this race up until, you and McDonald and Hunter Hastings and several other ones started making their way through the field. I do want to ask, without teammates, whether it's a 10-car field or a 30 or 40-car field, how hard is it really to try to get back up to the front or being in the back all by yourself? And how do you really work with allies, try to formulate allies, and try to get you to the front so you can at least be with your teammates around wherever they're at, whether it's the front, the middle, or even at the back? How hard is it really to gain ground in these types of races?
I mean, it all depends on what package we're running, what vehicle we're running. This car here, you definitely need teammates. If you're leading and you have no teammates behind you on the last lap, you either got to have some really good buddies behind you or not have no teammates stacked up behind you, because if you do, you're done. It just all matters. Some of these races, you can do it by yourself and get to the front. But if you get to the front, usually you got a team up there that's got, 3 or 4 teammates already up there. So it does get complicated the further you get up, because usually that's where the teammate stuff starts coming in when you get closer to the front. But some of these packages, you can work your way up there and get yourself in a money spot. But winning these things are hard these days, especially if you don't have, your teammates up front with you on the last lap and have someone that's going to stay with you. But, you try to be nice to everyone, and hopefully you got a buddy behind you coming to the checker flag.
Hopefully somebody remembers that favor that you owed them. But
that's right. That's what it's all about. I'll definitely return a favor any day.
Well, buddy, last question, because we got one more to go tonight. Is there anybody I want to thank? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank my teammates. They executed it really nicely on the end. Like I say, I never thought I would be able to get to their bumpers to be able to lend them a hand. I figured I'd be fighting for, 4th, 5th, and 6th there. But, yeah, thank all these drivers that come out every night. Without them, they're kind of the backbone of the community. Without them showing up, we don't have no racing. So I'm glad they come out every night. And thank you for doing the RC work, man. I mean, broadcast work. You do a hell of a job.
I appreciate it, buddy. We got one more to go tonight, and the main event still to come. For Ken McCullough, he will turn his attention to regular MMS and try to go up 2 more spots. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. With that being said, final results as they stand tonight. Richard Elliott, your winner tonight. It was not 50 laps, it was 40, but we'll ignore that. Joshua McCullough, Ken McCullough, John Ward, James Waring, Larry McDonald, Joey Masavage, Hunter Hastings, Steve Sizemore, and Justin Johnson rounds out the field tonight for the race 1 of 2 in the doubleheader. Still to come, one more to go to end the weekend on a fun, positive note. Get ready for a long work week to go. I will see everybody in just a few short minutes for MMS still to come tonight. Appreciate your time.